Hi there, how are you? This is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. So, I've tried to do readings the past couple of days. Like yesterday, I recorded one that was over an hour long and I saved it all together. And then I listened back and fell asleep. And then I tried again later and listened back and fell asleep. And then I was like, I don't want to post this because I heard somebody else, like, I actually heard more than one reading where the messages I gave came out, and I was like, well, I don't want people to think that like I copied them. So I decided not to. And then the day before that, I had done it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I'll do a reading. And I pulled out all the cards. I was going to do a pick-a-pile. And then I decided not to do the pick-a-pile. And then I recorded like 15 minutes of it and I just cut it. And then today I was going to go live. And then I realized, like, because of the energy, when I go live, like, I feel everybody's energy and it's like, so it's not anything personal. It's just with the energies right now, it's like, I don't think that's a good idea, especially with the way that I've been about reading at all. I'm just like, I don't know. It's weird. I feel weird. And it's because I've been doing so many readings. Like, I'm still sending out private readings, and I'm still like only at the 10, like I'm right at 10 days. It's actually going to be 11 days tomorrow for some people. And then the free readings that I did the giveaways for, I have to do. So I'm just trying to conserve my energy without going crazy. The eclipse and the full moon brought up a lot. That was something that came up a lot yesterday in the reading. Is like, and over the past couple of days, it's like a lot of the conditioning, a lot of the beliefs that we've held on to from our inner child, and a lot of our shadow stuff is coming up to be purged and healed. And it's a lot. It's a lot to go through. And I'm going through Moon key rights with people right now. Some long distance, some in person. So every time I do those, it brings up stuff for me because it's a very deep healing process. And when I do that work, it triggers a lot inside of me. So like the healer's right brings up stuff that we thought we were done dealing with. So think about doing that with like 5 people. So it's like times 5, and then doing it with people like other people, and it's like times 6, and then having that moon and that eclipse, and I'm like times 1,000. So yeah. And then something else that came up is like, you people are in a freaking rush, okay? It's like, calm down. Somebody commented the other day on my video, they're like, you're still talking at 4 minutes. I was like, it's a free fucking reading, asshole. I can talk all as long as I want. I can talk through the whole thing. Fuck you. I was like, it's pissed me off because it was on such, like, everybody else was, like, so positive on the whole thing. And they were like, thank you. I love this. This is amazing. Awesome. You're still talking. I was like, fuck you. So, yeah. I didn't think going live tonight would be good because I'd probably be like, fuck you. And I don't like to do that. But I'm very, like, I've gotten to this point in my life where, like, I don't put up with people's shit anymore. Like, if you're a douchebag, I don't want you near me. And I do know people are getting really, really triggered, really upset. So try not to watch something that you know is going to trigger you. If you start getting triggered, click off of it, because it's not worth feeling like shit, you know. And if you don't agree with what's being said in something, click off of it, because it's not for you. And for me personally, I've been noticing lately that I'm really not resonating too much with a lot of twin flame readings. There's ones out there that I resonate with, but I've been finding more so that I'm enjoying watching like Taurus readings, because it has nothing to do with twin flame stuff, but I'll still get messages in there about my journey. So that's when I know that it's like real confirmation, like, because that person ain't trying to bring through twin flame information, but it still comes in, and I'm like, oh, all right. So maybe if you're getting triggered or you're getting conflicting messages from twin flame readings, you know, try to do something different. Try to go and like just get a reading for your sign and see what comes through. And if a message comes through in regards to love, then you'll get that confirmation that, you know, it's like really for you. And something else I do too, like if I want confirmation in regards to something, like with my twin, I'll ask to see something. Like the other day I asked to see dolphins. And I didn't see them, and I was like, all right. And then today I started seeing them. And so and I'm actually looking at two right now, and I'm like, they're, not that, like, I don't know, like, why these are sitting on my thing, but I've also seen ones that are not sitting on my thing. So, and now I'm having, like, all this realization of dolphins that kind of showed up, even though that wasn't a real dolphin. Whatever. So, ask for confirmation, like, through, like, that. Like, ask to see dolphins, or ask to see a certain type of crystal, or ask to see something that is going to bring you confirmation in regards to what you're thinking in regards to your person. You know, I've actually had a lot of people, like, reaching out for emergency readings too. I don't do those. I can't, like, especially with all the energy going on. So, you know, if I'm at a 2-week wait right now, and I will be going live soon to do free live readings. So I will announce that. Like I said, I'm trying to conserve my energy. I'm trying to not, like, overdo it. And the way I've been with readings in general, it's like, I just don't feel, like, confident in doing live readings right now, because I don't want to give somebody a message that's not going to be good. You know, I want to give people good messages. And that's why I've been conserving so much of my energy for private readings, because I'm like, I got to give these people what they paid for, you know. So I'm not going to come on here, give all my energy away, and then, you know, try to do somebody's paid reading, because that's just not fair to them. So what I'm doing tonight is just, like, a general reading of the energy to see what's going on with, like, your person and you. We'll just see what comes through. Like, these are really awesome cards that I am feeling so far. I actually started the reading, like, I started a video earlier, and then I stopped. I didn't even get into the reading because I was just like, this is too much. But again, that's because of people and their fucking bullshit, like, commenting stuff. And I'm like, I shouldn't even care. I should just come on and say whatever the fuck I want. And if you don't like it, leave. But I like to choose love, you know. I like to make people happy is my problem, and I need to not do that, you know. I need to make people happy, but not to the point where it's like I don't make myself happy. We need to make ourselves happy. And something else, protection. I open the vortex, and I use Palo Santo to cleanse energy. So if you want to know how to open the vortex, let me know in the comments, and I'll do it in the next video. Or maybe I'll wait till we go live and I can, like, talk to you guys back and forth. But if you want to know and you want to hear me do it, if you go to the other channel, the Divine Essentials channel, I've opened it quite a few times over there in the beginning of videos. And if you go back through, like, the older videos on this channel, there's meditations that I've opened the vortex in the beginning. So you can learn how to open the vortex to, like, you know, protect your space and to protect you. Like, it really does work. I've had some big confirmation with that. But basically, I'm just clearing the energy because I want to reset. Because I was thrown off before. And, yeah, let's go. So the first card that came out is the Ten of Pentacles. So for the Twin Flame people right now, I do feel like it is going to be a time of, like, the next level, all right? So wherever you're at in your journey, like, if your person is in a karmic situation, they may be stepping out of that, or they may be acquiring the wisdom to step out of that to come to the next level of commitment with you. If your person and you have no communication, you may start communicating, okay? They may reach out to you, and now you may be like, well, how are they going to reach out? Are they going to reach out like they did in the past? I honestly feel like they're transforming. I feel like whatever's gone on, whether it's masculine or feminine, I think people are really, like, transmuting the things that are no longer serving. I think a lot of stuff came up with the eclipse. A lot of shadow stuff came up. A lot of inner child work is being done. But in any way, it's all, like, leading to, like, this wisdom. And these people that may be showing back up for this next level are going to be coming in as, like, a companion energy. They're ready to be, like, loyal, you know, like the energy of the dog is like a companion and it's loyal. And it feels like maybe wherever you left off, it's like you've finally acquired some wisdom about this connection, and you're transmuting yourself, and I think your person is transmuting themselves. And so if they do come towards you, I think for a majority of people, it's going to be coming in this place of balance. And again, if they're in a karmic situation, they could be going through divorce, because this is all about like contracts and things. But this could just be in regards to like your spiritual contract, because we have the Hierophant here, which is a commitment. You know, this is somebody that's like very committed. And this is like a high level soul like contract energy that I'm feeling here. So I do feel like things are shifting, all right? Whoever you were dealing with in the past, they're figuring things out. They're acquiring the wisdom that is needed to come towards their person for the next level of a commitment that is going to bring justice and balance. So I do have these cards over here now, which are the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Cups. And I'm feeling a couple of things with this. So, you know, because it came through with all this energy over here, one thing I'm feeling is that if you were dealing with a wishy-washy person in the past, or like a Casanova person in the past, somebody that was like in and out, or they were just there for like smooth talking, like, oh, I really care about you, but we're going home to like their wife or something. Or if they were somebody that was like dating multiple people and were kind of like in and out with you, like they would like talk to you, then they'd ghost you. I really feel because it's coming through with all of this energy that they may be acquiring some more wisdom, transmuting those types of ways, and trying to come back for justice and like a higher level commitment. Now, there could still be some out there that are in this energy, though, so be mindful of that. I really feel like people are going to need to use their intuition with these things, you know, and maybe some logic, because if there was somebody that only called you to be a Casanova, only showed up to like do one thing and then leave, if they come towards you and it's like 2 a.m. and they reach out to you, you know what they're doing, all right? So don't go into it. But if they like reach out to you and they're like it, and it doesn't have to be like a huge transformation. They don't have to call you up and be like, let's get married. But say they call you up or they text you and they just like, hey, how are you? You know, like there's no expectation with it. I think that is the type of transformation you could go through with somebody that was like in this energy where it's like they're not just coming at you for sex. They're not coming at you just to like see if you're still holding on and then they're out again. You know, feel it out though for yourself. Like I don't ever want to give people the wrong information. And now for Divine Feminine, I've had a lot of feminine saying things about like, should I reach out to my counterpart? If you walked away from the connection because of this energy, I really don't think you should, because you could set yourself up to get into something that feels very similar to the past. Just because the energy is here for them of transformation, you know, next level, this, you know, the best thing for you to do is just hold back and feel it out for yourself. Let them come to you. And that's not going to be for everybody either. You really have to know your situation, your journey with your person, and what has worked in the past and what hasn't worked in the past. If you've reached out to your person in the past and you didn't get an answer, I wouldn't reach out to them. If you reached out to your person in the past and the only time that they like interacted with you is to have sex with you, don't reach out to them. If you reach out to your person and you know that they're still committed to somebody else, I wouldn't reach out to that person. I would wait for them to find the wisdom that they need to find and to transform so that they can make this next level of commitment with you and to bring justice and balance into the connection. But really, it's up to you what you want to do and how you want to interact with your person. For me, I want my person to come back to me like on his own. You know, I want him to make the first call or like the first move, because I want to see where he's coming from. Like, I don't want to approach him, because then it's on me, like what he does. You know what I mean? Like if I reach out to him and he like repeats his like things that I've done in the past, then I'm going to feel like an idiot or a fool. So I would rather like see how they approach me, see if they're really showing up as the emperor. So, you know, that's, everybody's going to have to take it for their own thing. But I'm also reading this as like fast movement, like fast communication and love. Now, they have risen up, but some of them may still be like a night energy, which isn't bad energy. Like at least they're not like the page. But what with the Knight, what I find is that they actually have energy. They have like stamina to go. They're like, all right, and they might need to be in this energy to communicate with you. If you haven't communicated with them in a while, or they've like there's been like issues with the communication between the two of you in the past, they may need this type of energy or this type of energy to make their first approach towards you. But again, be careful with how that is. Use your intuition with it, because honestly, I do feel like some people are dealing with karmic people or soulmate people rather than twin flames as well. And so in those instances, they're never gonna get out of that to Emperor. They're always gonna be that type of person who stays in that energy, and it'll be a lot easier on you to not partake in that or not to reach into that. You want your Emperor to come to you. And this is something else too, like the other day, people comment, like the other day I did a trance channeling, and the message that came through was like, everybody is in such a rush. Everybody wants what they want like instantly in regards to everything, like our food, like our entertainment, everything. We want our twins right now. And I get it, because I would love for my twin to call me right now and be like, hey, how are you? I would rather have them come to me and whatever. But the thing is, I want my person, like, I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to let this cook. So what the message was like, think about back in the day, like when we had food, we didn't just like go into the store and grab some microwavable thing and have it in 30 seconds. We didn't drive up to a drive up and get our food in like 30 seconds or whatever. It's like we cooked from scratch, and the final outcome of that tasted really good, right? So in regards to this type of dynamic, don't you want this connection to taste really good? Like, I want my person to come back when they're fully cooked and they're going to taste fucking delicious. Like, I don't want them to come to me tasting like some McDonald's French fries that are like gross. And I don't want them to be like something you pull out of the microwave, take a couple bites of, and throw in the trash. I want the person to come towards me as the Emperor. I want to make sure that they've actually transformed and found that wisdom inside, so that we can have a balanced connection that, goes to that next level of commitment. Now, that doesn't mean like I'm wanting this person to show up and be like, marry me. But the next level of commitment in my eyes would be like, let's talk and get to know each other, or go on a date, or do something along that type of thing that leads to something further, right? Like, I want to know we're on the same boat. Like, there's not going to be a bunch of people being mixed into that. Now, for you, that could be different, what you're expecting from your person. You may want your person to show up for marriage. You may want your person to show up just saying that they've gone through their divorce, okay? So it's going to be different for everybody, but you'll get what I mean. Like, we can't rush this stuff. We can't rush our Emperor back into our life. And if we're in that energy of rushing, or we're like energetically like reaching out to them and they've been a runner, we can push it off by like that desperation energy. It's like we are like magnets. Twin flames are like magnets. And so I find a lot of times it's like when you turn the magnets the other way, it's like they repel off of each other. And then when you flip them, they go together. So think about your dynamic in the past. Like, if the person was always running from you because you were chasing after them, or whatever has been going on in your dynamic that has repelled them away, you want to flip that so that you guys can come together. So if it was you that was like always going after them, or you feel like your energy is always like checking in on them, or you're binge watching readings, or you're trying to like figure out the answer in this instant, it's still pushing them away, right? Because they're not there. So you got to flip it and allow them to come to you like the magnet, and give them time to cook. They're going to taste a hell of a lot better when they've cooked, when they've gotten their wisdom, when they've transformed out of the ways that they may have been in the past that weren't serving to the dynamic. And I do feel like a lot of them have got there. I really feel like this Ten of Pentacles energy, this magician is happening. Like, actually I've heard a lot of people are hearing from their counterparts, but the only problem is they're scared, because they're like, are they like, I've heard masculines are reaching out to their feminines, but then their feminines are afraid that it's gonna end in the same type of dynamic. Now, I believe in the same sense that if you're focused on that, that's what's going to happen. So you have to realize whatever you're focused on, that's what's going to manifest in your eyes. That's also going to happen with reading. So if you go into a reading and you're already pissed off and triggered and feeling shitty, the only messages you're going to take from that are going to be like negative ones that trigger you, piss you off, and make you feel more shitty. So you got to like clear that stuff up. Don't go into a reading. Don't request a reading when you're like, ah, because that's going to impact the messages that you receive. And you're going to impact the messages you receive from your counterpart in the same way. So if you're expecting them to come back and be this wishy-washy person that's just going to like, smooth talk you and then be gone, that's what you're going to get. So try not to go into a place of fear. Try to trust that they've changed, but use logic too. Don't go into it thinking that they've changed if they're still displaying the exact same behaviors. I mean, it's a very fine line between trusting your intuition and using a little bit of logic in this, but also trusting that they have changed so that you give them that room to change, but also giving them the time so that they can friggin' cook. We can't rush these things. And I've seen people be like, I've been dealing with this for months. It's like, I've been dealing with this for years, like years. So be grateful that it's only been months. All right. Like think about where you're at in your life and, just be grateful. Being grateful is going to be beneficial for you in all areas, because when we're grateful and thankful, we get more things in our lives to be grateful and thankful for. So be thankful and grateful that the energy is showing this transformation. Be thankful and grateful that some sort of wisdom is being acquired, and know that if you want this next level commitment that's bringing you justice, that you want this emperor, then be thankful and grateful that the energy is allowing them to show up in that way. And then use your logic, use your intuition in how they come towards you or how you're reading this. Like, does this show me that they're still in the way that they were? Or does this show me that now they just kind of need to use this energy to get in the doorway? But when they get in the doorway, they're going to be the emperor. They're not going to be, the Knight of Swords that just comes in and out. They're not going to be the Knight of Cups that just woos you and then loses you. So really, it's going to be different for everybody. And then we have these dragon cards that I got recently from somebody. So it's Earth and Fire Dragon, works with you to clear the fifth dimensional ley lines. It is time for service. When you give, you receive. So I do feel like for a lot of us, it is time for us to get into alignment with this. And keep in mind that this is a spiritual journey. If you're on a twin flame journey, it's a spiritual journey. So you should be awakening and you should be in service. Like whatever you've gone through in your life, whatever you are going through right now, you can really use what you've done to assist others, and you should be like being mindful of your energy, doing the energy practices, clearing your space, doing the meditations. Like, don't binge watch a bunch of readings. If you're being triggered by readings, get off and go do a meditation and connect with your person, higher self, because that's going to feel a lot better than like anything anybody else can say, because then it's you intuitively connecting with them. So try not to get triggered by things. Try to be in this place of like awakening, and try to be in a place of service, because that's going to bring things towards you as well. So what you give, you receive. Be mindful of that. Whatever you give out to the universe is what you attract. So it's like those people who are on here like, you're still talking at 4 minutes. Well, they're just pushing their shit out because they're not being very patient. So like the universe is just going to continue to show them things that are going to piss them off or keep them like feeling like, what the fuck? They're going to get stuck in traffic. They're going to pull up, like be 12th in line at the fast food joint. And it's like, you got to be mindful. What you give out is what you receive. So you got to give out unconditional love if you want to receive unconditional love. You got to give out wisdom if you want to receive wisdom. It's all the same. And that's how the universe works. And we have Archangel Gabriel's dragon, brings purification, self-discipline, will speed ascension and bring joy. You can carry Archangel Gabriel's diamond. So what I feel like this is saying is, like, for a lot of the feminines, you're going to have to use that self-discipline in this connection. Like there may be triggers, there may be moments where you're like, I'm just going to reach out to them. Try not to do that, because that could push them off. You could hinder the energies of them coming towards you, or them rising up into this emperor energy by pushing it too fast. So use the discipline inside of you. Like if you feel inside that you shouldn't reach out to your person, don't. If you feel like they're going to reach out to you, don't like sabotage it. Do what you need to do for yourself. Be disciplined in it. Don't go into a place of like self-sabotage, like, oh, this is never going to happen, oh, this is taking too long, because what you give out is what you get back, and you need to be disciplined in this. If you're like being lazy with something that you need to do, stop. Get disciplined enough to be like, all right, well, I know that my shadow's been coming up. I know I have inner child stuff to do. If I really want my emperor to show up in my life, I got to do my part of this journey and do the healing work that's needed to be done for myself. So get disciplined in it. Do the things that maybe feel like they're not like so much fun, but you know that they need to be done. And have some discipline in yourself in the way that you are interacting with your person, because it's just going to benefit you in the end. Unless you and your person are good with communicating here and there, or you're good with having like casual sex, do whatever it is that serves your connection. But if you know deep down inside of you that like if you pull back, that it will like accelerate the connection to that next level, then do that. But if you feel like it doesn't need that for this connection to ascend to the next level, then trust that. It's really up to you what you want to do for your connection, and everybody's going to be different. Everybody's going through something, unique in their own journey. And then we have Source Dragon, attunes you to the infinite. Be still in the silence. Magic can happen. Be in the moment. So I really feel right now they're like the messages are meditate, meditate, meditate. Like get into a place of meditation. I also feel like we're really connecting with our counterparts in the astral. So when you go to sleep at night, set the intention before you go to bed that you connect with them so you can communicate with them. If you have no communication in the physical, at least you can communicate with them there, and I really feel like we're doing a lot in the astral, because like I never remember my dreams ever. The only time I remember my dreams, it seems, is if my counterpart's in it. And it's been a long time since I've had one, but I had one last night. And for the first time ever, we were actually at my house, like in the dream. And like all the other dreams have been other places or at their place or whatever. For whatever reason, it was like we were here. And so I do think that things are happening in that energy. So go up and with that intention to connect with them there. So that way you're not like energetically reaching out to them down here, in the third dimension, and you're not like messing with them in the physical, and you're giving them the time to cook, and you're giving the connection time to ascend up, but you're still getting the information that you're looking for, because you're going to receive a lot of information, through meditation specifically, but also through your dreams. And I think a lot of us are getting messages through dream time right now. So open up to that and receive what you can. And then we have the Golden Solar Dragon, which helps you stand in your masculine power with wisdom. So let your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. So this for me feels like it's like confirming what we just said over here. Like I really feel like masculines are attaining this wisdom. They're stepping into their power, and they're realizing that they would rather be like this person that's like a leader, somebody that has like, the strength and the courage inside of them to stand in their masculine power as the emperor, as somebody that's awakened, somebody that's not going to be wishy-washy, somebody that's not going to be just about the Casanova. Like they're getting this wisdom inside of them to transform, to step up, to do more with themselves, to be that emperor. It's like maybe in the past they were more focused on the ego, like, oh, you got to have money, you got to have this car and that thing and whatever. And they looked at that as a way of power. But now they're realizing that there's a whole lot more power through wisdom, through like utilizing the energies of the universe. You could be so much more abundant through utilizing the energies of the universe, rather than like working all your life at some job that is not fulfilling. Like the universe will provide for you, but you have to get into that wisdom and stand in your power to allow it to happen. And so I really feel like they're getting ready for that next level of this spiritual commitment, not only with you, but in regards to themselves. So I really feel like Divine Masculine is having like this higher awareness and it is bringing justice into their lives, not even just in the connection, but in regards to their whole life. So that's a really beautiful message. And Divine Feminine, we carry masculine energies inside of us as well. So stand in your power and stand in your own divine masculine energy. Like be that next level commitment for yourself as well. And then we have Golden Atlantean Dragon, helps you remember the wisdom of Golden Atlantis, awaken and bring back your knowledge, your gifts and talents, reclaim your mastery. So Divine Feminine, yes, it's time to go back and do meditation, to tap into our past lives, to tap into our inner child, to do the work that we know that we're needing to do, and getting messages from the divine inside of us. Like go back to your past lives and acquire the wisdom that you had then. And remember that back then, in Atlantis, the reason why it fell was because people started manipulating power. They started wanting to control others. They got ego, they got greedy, and that's what led to the fall of Atlantis. So we need to recognize that there's power in wisdom, there's power in love. We don't want to control our person. We don't want to control the outcome. We just want to be like in our power, in our divine truth, and our authenticity for ourselves. We want to stand in our power of what feels good to us and what doesn't feel good to us, but we can't control the outcome with them. Like if they still want to be this type of person, give them that right to be that type of person. That doesn't mean that you open up and allow them to come in, but you give them the room that they need in order to do that. And maybe you partake in a connection with somebody else for the time being, just so that you're not allowing your power to be taken away from you, from like giving all your power away to somebody else that isn't ready to be in that balanced connection with you yet. And then we have the Dark Blue Galactic Dragon, helps you listen to the voice of the universe, ignite the codes of your master blueprint, access cosmic wisdom, and enter higher service. So I really feel like too with this is about like speaking your truth. So whatever it is that is your truth, like your divine truth, it's time to get into alignment with that and figure it out if you don't know. People like, I find like a lot of people are easily influenced, like they are ready to take on somebody else's truth just because it's like, it feels good maybe, but if you really get down into your core, into your authenticity of what really feels good to you and what really makes sense to you, that's what this is about. It's like we all come in with a divine blueprint, and we all have like this like cosmic connection here. We all have these like light codes and energies that are coming down onto the earth, but only we can navigate through that and decide what feels good to us and what doesn't feel good to us. And it's going to be rippled through like us walking our truth, and it's going to be rippled through us speaking our truth. So, speak up and walk your divine truth. Figure out what that is through meditation if you don't know. And like this is a cosmic connection as well. These twin flame dynamics, it's like it's cosmic, and this is number 11. It's like we have this energy available to us from the universe. And when you start speaking your truth, when you start walking your truth, you're gonna be listening to the voice of the universe, because you are the voice of the universe that has decided to come down here and be like integrated through this third dimensional expression. But you came in with a divine blueprint before you even came. So trust what you feel is right for you in regards to your connection, what feels right to you in regards to your counterpart. Take what resonates for you in your dynamic. Don't allow somebody else to dictate to you what is right and what is wrong. And don't let somebody else dictate to you or trigger you into feeling like shit because you should never walk away from a reading feeling like shit. You should never walk away from a reading like feeling sad and hurt. They're supposed to assist you. And so if the messages aren't assisting you, it's not part of your divine blueprint at this time. Maybe it will be when you go do the work that's needed to uncover parts of yourself that maybe like got out of alignment from when you incarnated to now. So really, I feel like for the people who are being triggered and the people who aren't resonating with things, it's really about going inside and doing that work with the universe and doing that work through meditation to heal. And it says, I choose to learn through love. So try to go through the vibration of love for yourself first and foremost, and then send unconditional love to your person, regardless of what they're doing, regardless of what they have done, regardless if they reach out to you in a Casanova way. Still send them love, but love yourself enough to not partake in it, And love yourself enough to take the time out to navigate through what needs to be healed at this time. I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. So I feel like that's a perfect message to end on, because this is what it's all about. You don't have to apologize for what feels good to you. And if your person's not ready to give you what's good for you, like if they haven't transformed, if they haven't found the wisdom yet, that you don't like, you don't have to apologize for wanting that. You don't have to apologize for wanting a next level commitment with somebody. You don't have to apologize for wanting justice or wanting your emperor to be here in this moment with you. But what you have to do is, come from a place of love and realize that if they're not ready, they're not ready. So they don't have to be apologetic about that either. You have to accept them for who they are in this moment. That doesn't mean you have to let them come in and hurt you and leave again, but you can love them from afar and send them unconditional love and be unapologetic about the fact that you have boundaries. And guess what? Through those boundaries and through those energies that you're emitting out, the universe will bring to you somebody that is going to align with that. So if you're in a twin flame dynamic and you guys are meant to come together in this incarnation, eventually they will evolve up into that person that will come and grow with you. But if there's somebody that you're just not meant to be with in this lifetime, then the universe is going to bring you somebody that's going to match that vibration, that's going to match what you're focused on. Like if you're focused on wanting the emperor, if you're focused on wanting a next level commitment, focus on that. If you're focusing on wanting this transformation for yourself and this wisdom for yourself, continue to do so, because it's going to come towards you. And if you're focused on the fact that your masculine or your feminine may have transformed, may have found the wisdom inside of them to come in swiftly with some communication and some love in their cup, that's going to lead to this justice, that's going to lead to this next level of commitment, and that, your person's either going to be the emperor or the empress, then focus on that, because that will grow as well. See yourself climbing up this mountain of energy and navigating through to heal. And that's what you'll continue to grow in your life, because you're healing, you're ascending, you're learning. So just continue to love yourself, continue to be unapologetic about what you want for your connection. Don't allow somebody else to tell you what your connection should or shouldn't be. I really feel like whatever it feels good, you should do. And if you can be somebody that is happy with what your person is doing, then be happy with that. Like, you should never have to have somebody else tell you what's good or what isn't. For myself, I know what's good and what isn't for me. So until I know that this person is the emperor in my life, like, I'm just going to give them the space and hope that they are transforming, hoping that when they do show up, even if it does feel like maybe something in the past, that it isn't. We got to hold on to the hope as well and allow these things to grow and evolve over time. But I really do feel like for the majority of people right now, a lot of people are going to be going into union. A lot of people are going to have communication. A lot of people are going to be evolving into this next level of commitment. And, it may result in separation again because of this energy here, but at least you'll get to go to the next level. All right. So whatever, take the messages as they resonate, leave the rest. But I hope that this assisted you in some way. I will be back to do some more readings. So, in Mune, namaste.